Right, you guys, welcome back to another video. And as you can see from the title, this is going to be a very interesting 4-day cycle because I'm going to train like an ego lifter, but I'm going to train like myself, like I used to train when I started it around the 2-year mark. Because back then, I mean, I didn't know any better, but I used to move a lot of weight. And obviously I was sacrificing a lot of my technique, a lot of the range of motion, just in sake for moving that heavier weight. So I did a couple of warm-ups. The bad thing about this is there isn't that many videos of me lifting that weight back there. So I had to go back to my Instagram and find these videos and see how I used to lift. So we're gonna start with the bend over barbell row, obviously free weights. And back then, obviously I didn't do a full range of motion movement. So I was kind of like lifting it, going back, and then I was kind of like doing this, which is not bad, but it's very different from, you know, doing this. Very different. And you're gonna see why, because I did a warm-up here. Usually, the way that I train now, I usually grab 220s, so the plates, and I put them back, so to put them down so I can actually step on them. And that creates that extra range of motion, which is very important, because what I want to do is I want to go as far down as possible with the weight and then come up with it. Obviously not that far up, but like start from there and then do this. That's kind of like how I want to do it. But back then I didn't do it like that. Back then I used to do it like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see how much weight I can actually move in that particular way. What I actually have on is 130, so that's 130 kilos. I did reps with 120 and I was like, this is easy. It's not too easy, but it's easy, right? So now we're gonna rep that one out. We're gonna rep 130 out. I'm aiming for 8 reps because that's how many reps I used to do back in the day, 8 to 12. If I can get that, pretty happy with it. And we're gonna go from there. Let's start with the first set. Yeah, definitely not as pretty as I'm used to, but it moved. It will be very interesting to go back and see the video and to see what I'm doing. Because I know back in the day when I used to do it like that, my movements were very jerky. So on the way up, when you go down, that's fine. But then when you reverse from down to up, that part of the range of motion was always very jerky. And I think I mimicked that just about here, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting day. I think next set, we're gonna drop by 5 or by 10. Yeah, let's drop by 10. So we're gonna go down to 120. Obviously, the goal here is to do more reps. And just see the differences, because usually now what I do is 80 to 90 kilo for 8 to 12 reps. So now we did a 130 for 8. Again, range of motion wasn't there, but that's how I used to train. That's how ego lifters train. And they really don't know what they're missing out, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna take a breather and we're gonna do the second set. So staying true to what I used to do, I used to put most of the weight on the first set and then I was going down incrementally. So 130 was the first set. I think that was the hard set. 120 now, that's gonna be the okay set. And then 110 after, that's gonna be the easy set in my opinion, which is crazy because 110 rather, as an easy set for barbell rows for 8 to 12 reps, which I'm guessing I can do more, but we'll see about that when the time comes, is nuts. But that's the difference between training properly with full range of motion and training like an ego lifter. So for the sake of just lifting the weight. Yeah, you should really just have a thought about what you want. If it's size that you're after, you need to train properly and you need to reduce the weight slightly. If you just want to move weight, then by all means move weight. Like even me now, Even me back then, I used to use straps because I was smart even back then. And I used to use a belt back then too, but now I'm like, belt. It would make sense, but me, can't be bothered. So let's do the second set. So we have 120 now, right? Yeah, 10's 120 now. Rep that one out, rest, start the 110 set and see how that looks. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is going to go a lot easier than the first set. Obviously, it's 10 kilos less. Whew. 8.5. Not bad. As you could probably see, that was a lot more controlled. But yeah, I'm gonna go back down to 110 in a sec and rep that one out. Right, so third and last set, 110. We're gonna rep that one out. I'm guessing I can do more than 8, 9, 10, something like that. The thing is, when you are an ego lifter, you gotta understand, you do everything in your power to get the weight up. And there is some utility to that, especially if you translate that to real life. But if your goal is to be in the gym for decades and look very good, you gotta keep longevity in mind. And lifting like an ego lifter is definitely not the way to go, unfortunately. You can get away with it in your 20s, because you're in your 20s. But the stronger you get and the older you get and the more you train day by day, it just puts way too much pressure on your joint. And muscles too, to be quite fair, they become stronger for sure. I mean, it does work, ego lifting, right? But it's just, you burn that candle so quickly that eventually you're gonna have problems which would limit you or restrict you or outright ban you from training in the gym. And that's kind of bad. That's kind of bad, because then you can't get bigger, you can't stay healthy if you can't train. So yeah, it's one of them. But look, 110, we're gonna do the last set. I'm confident this is gonna go a lot better than the other two, but yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I was like 10 after all this. Pretty happy with that. We're gonna go upstairs, we're gonna do some lat pull downs now, and then I think we're gonna do some cable rows. Obviously full stack, duh, goes without saying, but yeah, I'm gonna see you upstairs. Right, so lat pull downs, we have a massive problem. So as you can see, there is a plate there. And you might be wondering, why is there a plate there? Is the stack not enough? Well, this is not the whole stack. And do you know why? Because of the way this is screwed in. Let me show you, I'll make sure you can see. You can see the holes there, right? So this was supposed to be further down, but for some reason it's screwed like this. Which might be a very good indication that, I shouldn't really put more weight on it, because maybe it's screwed up there, so you can prevent people from putting these last couple of plates on. But if you go there, right, no weight. Even if we go there, no weight. So here it actually stacks, which means about the 14, yeah, which means we're gonna have to put it there and quite literally pull that up a bit so this can fit in, and now we have weight. See what I mean? Yeah, now we have weight. So this is like Let me see if I can put it on 13, because I seem to remember I used to do 13s here. Oh yeah, I can. Oh, there we go, 13. So I can go, I'll go 14? No, 14 goes under. Ah, right. It's a bit of an issue. That's all right though. We're gonna have to make do. So, I'm gonna pull that up a bit. And I pray to Jesus that that doesn't come off. And I don't know if we have any bands around here that I can actually use to secure this. But fuck it should be good enough, right? I guess we're gonna find out, and if we break the machine, it's only on video, right? Right, so we have the mag grip up there, and we're gonna start doing this. So I used to have a very good technique here, to be honest, on this exercise, on the lat pull downs, always, but still I wasn't really stretching all the way. Just kind of like stopping there, and I was just doing poof, poof, and I was leaning backwards a bit too, so I was like, doop, doop. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. The range of motion is still not 100% or anywhere near 100%. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm an ego lifter, right? You're supposed to do it like that. So let's start the set. We put the 10 kilo plate on. I really don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? I said let's go, but we're not going anywhere. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on that plate, on that pin. Although I don't think it's gonna go anywhere because of the weight that's on it. But you never know. Oh, this is easy. Not bad, we can go heavier. I'm gonna try and put a 15 blade on, see if that will stick. Here we are, so for the second set, we have the 15 plate on. A 15 plate on. I don't know whether I should go all out and just put a 20 on, but I simply don't think that the 20 is gonna fit there. Because there's literally less than a finger distance between, you know, the plate and the actual pillars there of the machine, so I don't... Yeah, I think 15 is going to be good enough for now. We're just going to have to make do and, unlike ego lifters, do a few more reps to make it hard. Yeah, look, I mean, one of the things that you could probably see straight away is that when you ego lift, tempo kind of becomes less of a concern. So you want to go as fast as possible because you want to do as many reps as possible and obviously move as much weight as possible while doing it. When you train properly, tempo is not everything. It's not even top 3 in my opinion of you know, on the list of importance. But you don't want to rush, especially the eccentric. You want to control the entire range of motion, not just the concentric and then just let the eccentric go. It's not optimal training. You're literally skipping half the exercise by not controlling the eccentric. So yeah, this is just one of them. But you know, when you ego lift, you don't really care about the eccentric, right? You only do half reps anyway, so it's fine. I really hope that plate stays there. It should, right? Mechanically, the gravity and all that, it should keep it in place. That's not heavy. I can tell you now that's not heavy. Yeah, it's not heavy for regular lifting. We need to go heavier. What should I do? Give me a sec. So as I thought, there is not enough space for the 20 to go through, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to stick with the 15s for now. And there's no space for me to put a fiver on top of the 15 or like in front of the 15 plate. Anyway. Oh well, that's all right. Yeah, see, that's a 15 and that fits beautifully. So yeah, well, we're gonna do one more set anyway, and then we're gonna move to the last exercise. All right, so third and last, as I said, we're just gonna keep the 15 plate on because the 20 is just too big. Yeah, unfortunately I don't think there is a way around it, and I mean, I could try and wrap something around this, but by the time I do that, it's just gonna be too much. It's fine. We're gonna do a few more reps, all right? This is a problem when you're a proper ego lifter. Some gyms don't have enough weight in certain machines for you. That's why when you ego lift, you want to do as much of compound and free weight movements as you can. So that way you can really put a lot of weight on. You know what's going to be very interesting? Tomorrow I have chest. I'll be very curious to see how many reps I can do with the dumbbells for incline. Because usually, you know, we obviously don't use a lot of weight and we go really deep, we really stretch that chest. But tomorrow it's going to be a different day entirely, isn't it? So yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what I can do when I stop here, when I do this. Instead of, you know, it's going to be so much fun tomorrow. Anyway, let's do the last set here and move to the last exercise after. Yeah, this is far too light for what I do, for what I want to do. That was close. That was close, but we're done. I could have crushed my feet easily. Oh well. Last exercise, cable rows with a closed grip. We are gonna do the whole stack. I don't know if I'm gonna put more weight on that, because I haven't done a single set yet. I'm just gonna go straight into the first set, because obviously my back is warm enough and forearms and joints and everything, they're fine. So yeah, straight to the first set, see how that feels. If it feels too light, I might add some weight. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, another key ingredient to ego lifting is the right music. And do you know what the right music is? Hardstyle. You just have to have it. Otherwise, I don't see how you can ego lift. I have a Ziz playlist playing now. And it's bangers, mate. I love it. I love it. So it reminds me of my old self and what I used to do in the gym when I started. It's kind of like all that magical element that started it all and made me fall in love with lifting weights. Unfortunately, I will say this is not something that you can do for a long period of time. It's just not going to happen. But every now and again, just going back, just getting away from the whole proper technique, slow tempo, pause at the bottom, focus on the eccentric, reduce the weight, drop sets, supersets, blah, 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 blah. Just getting away from all that, just for a while. It's good. It really is good, or at least it is to me. Some people might not like it. But yeah, we're gonna do the last exercise. Again, I'm gonna see if the whole stack here is appropriate weight. Come on. Okay, this might be a bit too light. And when I say a bit, I mean quite a lot light. You know what this means. We're gonna have to add some plates. Righty, so second set. I added the 10 kilo plate. I think this is going to be fun. I think this is going to be way more appropriate than the first set, because the first set, honestly, it felt easy the moment I unracked the weight. I was like, this is going to be easy. And I know because, I don't know, my body just kind of like went back all these years and it remembered what the range of motion is like and how easy it is when you quite literally cut it in half. Yeah, it's just one of these things, but you know, if you've been training for a very long time, you kind of know what's heavy and what's not heavy, even if you alternate between exercise styles or, you know, workout styles or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, let's do some more ego lifting now. As you can see, the ego lifting part of this, because a lot of people might be asking, or they might be like, this is not ego lifting. Well, it is, because this exercise, if you want to do it properly, you should be like really stretching at the bottom, right? So you can really stretch that back and then come back and then slow on the eccentric stretch and then come back. What we're doing is this. You know, it's ego lifting. Fucking hell. Skyfall in hard style. That's sick. Oh, that's more like it. Ooh. 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 That was way more like it. One more set, and then we can call it a day. Last one. I'm gonna keep the 10 on because it's more like it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how many reps I did on the last set, but it was a lot of reps. So the fucked up thing is I can go heavier. You know what? There you go. 15 kilo plate. You know what? If I could put 20 kilos, I would put 20 kilos on. But 15 is gonna be good enough, I think. You know what, if we don't snap a cable today, or in the next couple of days, it would be 4 very, very good days. Hopefully we don't have a setback like this, because I don't want to be the one snapping and, you know, breaking machines and stuff like that. It's not very nice. Right, full stack plus 15 kilos. Whew, let's go. Ooh. 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 Fucking hell. That was good. Okay, the last set was a bit heavy, but the reps were done. Reps were done. So I'm happy with that. We're done. Done with the back day. Now, what's the verdict? Look, when I came in this morning and I decided that I was going to do this, I was a bit concerned, I'm not going to lie. Because lifting like this increases the chances of injury. The chances of injury are still kind of low, but they are substantially more than they were if you were going to do this properly and with less weight. It's just maths, guys, right? It is, at the end of the day, it's just maths. If you're going to put more weight and you're going to do something stupid, you're going to hurt yourself worse than if you had less weight and you did the exact same stupid thing. It's just how it works, unfortunately. But I have to say, I really enjoyed today. It was, yeah, it was very, it had a nostalgic feeling, and then I like moving a lot of weight. And that's kind of like the thing with me, I'm under no delusion as to why I'm training. I train for size. I don't train for strength, and I certainly don't train as a ego lifter because I don't think that's a good title to have. But when you do hypertrophy properly and you really focus on technique, tempo, eccentric, blah, 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 at the same time, you can't move as much weight. And when you can move a lot of weight like I can, it's always tempting to just move more weight. But you know, you're just gonna have to make a decision. And every now and again, if you feel like it, you can do this. Right? You can come into the gym and just lift to the contents of your heart. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. But if you are going to do this consistently for years and years and years, I think eventually you're going to hit a wall and you're not going to like the results. So you have to be a little bit smart about this. Now, the other thing is the rest periods in between sets were very long. And it's always natural, right? If you are going to move a lot of weight for a lot of reps, you're burning your nervous system. So you need time to recover from that. And obviously, because you're moving a lot of weight, you are recruiting more than just one muscle group. You're using more than just one. So bend over barbell rows. I mean, on the heavy set, I could see my legs trembling. You know, and they're really only there to support you, right? They're only there to pin you down. They're not really there to move any weight necessarily. But they were trembling, and it's because my nervous system is not used to moving that much weight in a bend over barbell row. And they didn't become the limiting factor by any means, but you know, forearms is another, that's why I'm using straps. But the entire back was worked out quite well today. But yeah, you need longer rest periods. And I think that extends to also, if you are going to train like this, you're going to have to rest more on a week-to-week basis, so you're going to have to take more days off the gym, which again kind of contradicts the hypertrophy aspect of this, because it's not that your muscles are not ready to go, it's just that your nervous system is just fried. Eventually we'll get to that point. I'm not saying with one workout you know you're going to burn yourself out, but I'm saying if you are going to do this for weeks and weeks and weeks, eventually you're going to fry that. But yeah, I really liked today. It was a good day. And it's good to see how much more I can lift compared to my old self, but obviously compared to myself now when I do pure hypertrophy workouts. It's really quite a lot more weight that you can move when you don't focus on technique, obviously, right? Obviously, I mean, the range of motion is literally cut in half in some exercises, and you're using all the muscles available to move the weight at some point, which is again, it's the opposite of isolation movement. But yeah, I'm happy with my lifts. I'll say that. Like rows, that was heavy. That was very heavy. We did the stack plus 15 kilos. Lat pull down, I could have done a lot more, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 plates that I could have used that I couldn't use because of the pinch situation. I put 15 kilos on. Again, that's all I could put on. I couldn't put 20s or 25s because they're just too big, too wide. Bend over barbell rows, I mean, 130 kilos for reps. My God, that's people's squat and deadlift max, 1 rep max. So it's a lot of weight, trust me. And it definitely felt like a lot of weight, but I was surprised that I could move it for as many reps as I did. And then obviously we went back to 120, that moved better, 110, that moved even better, and I think we did more reps there too. But pretty good workout, really, really enjoyed it. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna see you tomorrow with test. We're gonna keep this up, we're gonna do ego lifting tomorrow as well. We're gonna go ego lifting on legs, which is gonna be very interesting, because I'm gonna have to decide what I'm gonna do on legs. And then the day after, we're gonna do shoulders and arms. The day after legs, we're gonna do shoulders and arms. Ego lifting style too. But yeah, until then, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment. It helps the algo. It just shows the algorithm that whatever you got from this video, either be entertainment or value, or ideally both, it was worth watching, and then it's going to push it to more people. If you really want to support me, subscribe to the channel. There's a website, has products for beginners, intermediates, and advanced people. I have an ebook if you want to go and grab that. It talks about the secrets of muscle building. It's a very interesting book, I will say that, and I'll leave it at that. The links to all of that is on the description. It's on the description of the video, it's on the channel bio. you can find them there. But until next time, peace, and I am out.